Genau, und nun darf ich ganz herzlich begrüßen Johannes Böhmer. Er ist Project Manager Internationalization and Innovation Support bei ZENIT. Und ja, der Name sagt es quasi schon, es wird jetzt international, denn gemeinsam mit seinen Gästen wird er über die Erfahrung von internationalen Startups, die sozusagen auf den deutschen Markt kommen wollen, sprechen. Und damit ganz herzlich willkommen, Johannes. Und da die Startups natürlich international sind, werden wir jetzt auch wieder die Sprache wechseln und auf Englisch switchen. Ja, Johannes, the stage is yours. Very warm welcome. And yeah, in the background, they are placing the chairs. So let's give them a few minutes, and maybe you can already introduce the guests.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Juliane, for the kind introduction. As already mentioned, my name is Johannes Franke, but Johannes Böhmer, and I'm representing ZENIT, or ZENIT in German, which is the innovation agency of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. And at the same time, I'm representing the European Union's Enterprise Europe network, which supports especially small and medium-sized enterprises, including startups and scale-ups, on their internationalization endeavors. As you might have seen on the agenda, or on the display above me probably, the next session that you are about to witness now is entitled International Startups and the German Market, or the German logistics market in particular. And this title can in fact be interpreted in two different ways. In the literal sense, of course, the physical crossing of a geographical border is just a logical consequence when you're a dynamic and growing startup and that want to turn to new markets. However, it can also be read in a figurative sense, as the international expansion of activities sometimes brings with it challenges, obstacles, problems that you have to deal with. And that having said, I'm very pleased to welcome now on stage 4 international startups, scale-ups from neighboring countries that are either already active on the German market or intend to do so, and that are willing to share with us their plans, their experiences with their internationalization steps and the German market in particular. So please give it up for Aviashi and his company Shipix from the Netherlands, Bart and his company Optioryx from Belgium, Funs and his company Logichainge from the Netherlands again, and Murat with his company Shipmind from northern Denmark/Turkey. All right, thank you guys. Before we begin, a little excuse about this horrible gender ratio that was not intended, but we would have made it differently if there had been female applications, but sometimes that's just the way it is. So, we want to talk about your experiences with internationalization in general and the German market in particular. But before we do that, I would like to invite you to do a little pitching so that we know with whom we are dealing with here. And I think, Aviashi, it's you who's going first, so 3 minutes, the floor is yours.
Hello, I barely see something, but I will try to. Nice to meet you, Aviashi from Amsterdam, from Shipix, and we are the gatekeeper, the data gatekeeper for logistic providers. And I dare to say we are tackling the main 2 problems of our industry. The first one is the wrong or missing data. If we are looking into the historical information, 40% of all the failed delivery caused by wrong data. And the second problem is the missing or shortage of labor. In Germany alone, around 25% of the planners' roles are unfilled. Is it moving the slide?
You can move it with your clicker, I think.
Okay, maybe a clicker will help. It's happening. All right, great. Thank you. Yeah, so we do it in a very simple way. In 4 stages. The first thing, we collect all the order information from multiple sources. It can be a telephone, email, EDI, whatever it comes. Once we have it in our system, we verify it in multiple ways, in internal and external resources. And if needed, we have a very easy to use interface where the planner can fix it, and later when the data is clean, we forward it straight to the TMS. Our unique selling point is that we're making the invisible visible by our four-layer verification model, where we check all the different data. So it's not only addresses, it's also the credit of the clients, is the specific requirement, the dynamic information, and we make sure that it's correct as much as possible. In reality, it's very, very hard, but we are seeing great results. We could save 70% of the human intervention in the order processing, 80%, almost 80% of error of data was, we could clean it, and which has resulted in 8% of less failures in delivery. And our real forte is the team. We're working for many years together. We're all seniors. We're already introduced to the market, also here in Germany, digital forwarding software, and now we're ready to do the impact here. And yeah, we have a partner as we speak. We're implementing it in the Netherlands, and we're looking for a logistic provider to start a design partnership to run it here and to open the market in Germany. We're on the second floor if anyone wants to hear more. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Aviashi. The next one is going to Bart.
Thank you. Very nice numbers as well, if I see this. So, if the clicker works. Ah, there it is. Oh. Yeah. So is it being displayed well? Yeah. So hey, I'm Bart, founder of Optioryx. We apply AI and optimization techniques where it matters. So only where we can create that business case value. Typically, when we look at logistical processes, we identify two ways or processes where a lot of value is lost. And then the first one is in the warehousing aspect. So we see that pick walk distances are way longer than necessary, resulting in a higher headcount than necessary. And on the outbound side of things, too much air is being shipped in boxes, on pallets, and in trucks, resulting in a higher than necessary transport costs. So we built a warehouse digital twin technology with 3 optimization components. The first one is slotting. So that means positioning your products in the warehouse in a better way to maximize your capacity utilization a lot better. Second one is picking optimization. So we see that warehouse management systems are not always giving the right instructions to the people on the floor. So there we can reduce pick walk distance by 20 to 55% in a 2-step approach. Of course, with a direct impact on your headcount in warehouse operations. And then the last one is a 3D stacking component to ship less air in boxes on pallets and trucks. Here you can see a nice visualization of a pallet that's 3D loaded. It's often very interrelated to the other process steps, so picking and slotting. What we've learned is that if you don't have the data, you cannot optimize, especially if you don't have the dimensions, you cannot do things like load building or other stuff. So we built the first mobile dimensioning app out there, which you can just scan things on the fly and gather their dimensions. Now we got a lot of other requests and use cases from customers, like, yeah, nice that you can do dimensioning, but can you scan barcodes, of course? Can you do AI scanning, meaning you just take a picture of something and you translate it? And that's kind of funny to see nowadays. I think for decades onwards, the entire logistics industry has been focusing on standardizing messaging across different parties, across the supply chain. And with AI, this is drastically changing. You can take a picture of an unstructured document and translate that into something structured. That's also something we're working on in our mobile app. It's like a no-code platform where you can digitize your flows instantly. Oh yeah, maybe sorry, to end. Yeah, we're looking for partners who can help us scale in Germany. We're active in, I think, 14, 15 countries at the moment, but we only have 1 or 2 customers in Germany. So any partner who has a big logistics network within Germany, happy to have a talk. We're also on the second level. Thank you.
Thank you, Bart. And the next one's going to be Funz.
Shall I use this one? Yeah, it works. Okay, Hi, welcome. Nice for you to have us here. I'm talking about Logichainge. I'm Fons, the CEO of the company. So, what do? We structure unstructured incoming data towards your TMS. So our customers are carriers and freight forwarding companies. We pick up emails, attachments, whatever, and try to process it to your TMS. We do that by means of AI, not only AI, but also your historical data, if necessary, to get your orders up to 100% accuracy in your system. Next module we offer to the market is our address ID module, with which we enrich or validate incoming addresses to prevent pollution of your system. And then I thought, instead of talking about our company for the next 1.5 minutes, I will show you a little video of 50 seconds. Maybe that explains a little bit more. How can I activate this? Oh, yeah, thank you.
Do your logistics processes contain a lot of manual work with high volumes but low margins? Not anymore, because of Logichainge. Our AI-driven system reduces up to 50% of manual actions in the order process, and by leveraging historical data, improves the quality of inbound data in your TMS system. The self-learning order entry module ensures fast order entry, regardless of the way the customer places the order, and it is linkable with any TMS system. With Logichainge, planners will be able to manage more orders within the same amount of time. So are you also looking for a software that provides automation in the order process and reduces planners' working hours up to 50%? Then request a free demo. One tool, endless use cases. Logichainge, the AI in logistics. Do your
Okay, so this is our team with we do it. We are with 7 people, having a lot of fun, making the best solutions for the logistics market. On the left side you see some current references. We are active in actually 6 European countries right now. With Raben, we are active in Germany as from a couple of months ago. But we are looking for partnerships with logistic companies here in Germany, or investors who want to help us scale globally, because that's the phase we are in right now. So please contact us at info@logichainge.com or visit our website. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Fons and Murat.
Hi, I am Murat. I'm co-founder of Shipmind. I have been leading multiple logistic digitization projects for the 30th biggest shipping line. As a team of co-founders, we identified a critical issue. Cargo owners have struggling a lot than logistic suppliers. They are struggling to find the optimal freight. They have lots of manual works, and they are facing lots of unexpected costs due to their blind spots. Main reason is they stuck between emails, Excels, and also siloed logistic portals. There are many stakeholders and possibilities on their road. And our solution, Shipmind, is a logistic command center for cargo owners. We bring different stakeholders and different transport modes in one system. And we are also bringing different processes from procurement until delivery. Then cargo owners will get one-click view for their all logistic operations, and they will get 10% reduction on their freight cost, up to 30% of reduction efficiency gain. And since now we have onboarded 5 imported exporters in Turkey, and the monthly transaction cost, logistic transaction cost is around €1 million. And we established also a strong supplier network. There are 100 worldwide well-known freight forwarders on the system, and we achieved last year 3x growth for the last year. And our subscription model is pay as you ship, but it's a subscription model around €15,000 per customer. But we build also a flywheel scaling model, like more suppliers bring more customers, more shipments, and a bigger network. And we believe that it's the right time for this kind of engagement because before the market shifts happen due to trade fluctuations, And as a team with a logistic passion, each of us, we spent more than 15 years for the logistics companies. And we are looking for investors for our Europe expansion and also channel partnership, especially for Germany, for expansion and for our growth. And we are also in the same boat with the old startups. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Murat. So I guess now the audience has an idea of what you're doing and where you're heading. So let's now proceed with our little panel discussion. We want to talk about your experiences in going international. I would like to start with you, Bart. I think your company was founded in 2022 and you're already active in 13 different countries, if I'm not mistaken. So you already have quite a significant experience in that regard. Looking back at those years, what would you say are your most important experiences or learnings? Are there any obstacles and challenges that you have encountered on the way, and how did you address those?
I would be lying if there were no obstacles on that way. There were plenty. In the beginning, we tried a lot of things. As a startup, you always think partnering up will be your growth acceleration. That's where it's coming from. So what we typically did was we reached out to warehouse management systems and TMSs, as we're often an AI-powered system on top of that, of those systems. And the thing is, if you're a small company, they might jump on a call with you, but nobody will listen. They will say, yeah, we have similar functionalities, which is absolutely not the case. So what we learned is that we need to go directly to the end customer who is feeling the pain. And only when you can convince those end customers, then you will have something to say to those WMS and TMS suppliers. That's one thing. The same thing with resellers. In the beginning, we tried to reach out to them by email, etc. But the thing is, you keep on pushing things to them. They're not really receptive if it's not coming from their perspective. So what's changed a lot for us is that we repositioned our tactics a bit. We try to more think about thought leadership. Like we shared all the cases that we had, all our best practices. And we put a really high focus on marketing efforts, like sharing a lot of documents, testimonials, how-to things, a lot of videos as well. And that was a big change, a big game changer for us. So we managed to get inbound leads. So what worked for us is the reason why we're active in, I think, already 14, 15 countries at the moment is because of inbound leads. Prospects come knocking on their door, asking like, okay, we feel this pain, which you were talking about, and then you can start the conversation, which goes a lot more fluent than just sending outbound emails. Same thing with resellers. When they see interesting stuff, they will also try to have a chat with you to see if you can solve pain points for their customers. Now, what works for us is two types of resellers or partners. The one thing, the first one is like smaller to medium-sized supply chain consulting firms who have a logistics network in certain countries. Typically, how we do that is we set up a framework agreement. You need to incentivize them a lot. So give them a certain commission. That's what they're looking for. And yeah, of course, I think half of those partnerships will work. The other part will fail. So if you don't have any success after 5-6 months, just stop the conversation there. But yeah, we succeed in having 3-4 resellers. Spain, South Africa, Australia. Right now we're starting up one in the US as well, who are successful. And then the second type of partner is, for sure, have a look at the big consulting firms like Accenture, PwC, Deloitte, etc. Because they don't want any commission. They need to stay objective. But they are looking for new stuff to go to their customers. They have a gigantic network, big companies where we are unable to get to. But thanks to them, we're able to do so because they're looking for innovation all over the place. So yeah, that's what works for us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bart, for these valuable insights, maybe also for young startups in the audience that have just started and that are thinking about how to proceed. Aviashi, you're next. What about you? You also have quite a long history in serving different countries, if I'm correct. So what are your experiences in that regard?
Yeah, I think we are in a very conservative industry, and technology is never the problem, especially today with the hype of AI. Everyone, at least, is very exciting for us as companies to see that the company is willing to do so. It's difficult for them to choose the right partner and to actually start. But I think as you also move geographies, you see more or less, so originally from Israel, businesses in Netherlands and Belgium, but also I tried my former company here as well. And you see that it's the same thing. The problems are the same problems, and people are afraid to start, but once you create credibility, and I think you need, when we showcase and you validate your credibility, that's really helped to start the first thing, and at the end we need to deliver. Even if we don't deliver, it doesn't matter. But once you create trust and you create an impact and fast ROI rather than long engagement, that's accelerating. But it's a long way, that's for sure.
Thank you very much. You're from Venlo, so you're probably geographically speaking the closest to us.
Yeah, I was struggling to keep it on English, to be honest, because a lot of German words pop up now. But yeah, there's not much to add, I think. We all recognize the same difficulties and challenges in the market. Indeed, the problems are the same everywhere, so across Europe, so that's no difference. There are some slightly cultural differences, but I think the biggest issue that we face is the adaptation of the end user. So the end user has to understand, hey, this is going to help me in my daily job, so to say, instead of only the management who sees an ROI, of course, but the end user has to work with it. And that's for us, that's the biggest challenge. I'm very grateful for, I'll call them the first believer, the Raben company. They started with us in Poland and then Italy, and now they moved to Germany as well. And then you have a proven track record, and you can present that to other German companies in this case. So then it's not us telling a nice story, but it's just a proven solution. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Murat, you are by origin already bound to 2 different countries because you come from Turkey originally. Mm-hmm. So what are your experiences in going international?
Actually, in the bottom of the iceberg, every country has almost the same problem. They fear to change because we know that it's a traditional industry. But we recognize that in some parts, even in the same country, they are changing. For example, in Denmark, they want to outsource their procurement for one company, but in Turkey, it's a red line. It's nothing. I guess even in the same country, for example, in Turkey, in the southern part and also in the eastern part, they are changing because of their habits. They have different types of way of doing. I think as an enabler, as a startup company, we should understand their habits and provide that kind of a solution. And we are unlucky on that side because logistics has lots of many possibilities. Therefore, we should be very flexible and solution friendly, I guess.
Okay, thank you very much. My next question would relate to the previous one, but I kind of felt that you are telling me that the problems are the same everywhere, no matter which country you're talking about, but nonetheless, the actual idea was to focus a little bit on the German logistics market. So I still ask the question, if you are comparing your home market to the German market, are there any things that you would say are different in, I don't know, the structure of the market, or mentality was already mentioned, and maybe legal challenges that you have encountered. If the answer is no, then just say no. No. Okay.
I have.
Yeah, no.
No, we opened here in 2018 in my former company an office, and the second office after Amsterdam. And honestly, it was harder here, to be very honest, rather than in the Netherlands, from being accepted to start a pilot with mostly like mid-sized, large corporate companies. They need more credibility, I think, rather than the fellow Dutch guys, Dutch companies. But that's my personal experience. But once we did step in, it was very loving relationship. So.
Thank you.
I think here in Germany it's important to get a trusted relationship, so to say. So it's a little bit more traditional than what we are used to in the Netherlands. It's twice as big a market, so it's very interesting, of course, for us to be here. But it's a little bit more traditional, so the more need for solutions like this, I think. Oh. But the acceptance takes a little bit longer. You have to be a trusted partner. That's my experience.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can add. Yeah, but I guess trust is in everywhere because we are also facing in Denmark, in Turkey as well, in our home country. But one of the advantage in German market, they are very big players, but they are very good players, especially on the freight forwarders. But this is also can be a disadvantage because they are also big players cannot be so agile. Therefore, there is a need, but the change management on the big players is also not so easy. I guess this is the main difference in German market.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, from our end, it's a bit the same. You see faster adoption in the Benelux, UK, France, Spain, and the US as well. Germany is a big market, but I think a bit a difficult one as well. I think the language barrier as well. I think if you don't speak German, it's more difficult to enter. Yeah, that's one thing that we've seen. Yeah, for the rest, I'm aligned with the other guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The answers you just gave me actually are quite in line with, I think, the view we have ourselves, namely a country that is not doing too well when it comes to digitization. You are all offering AI, most of you, Murat, you too? Yeah, then you're all offering AI-powered solutions. And yeah, apparently we are lagging behind when it comes to digitization compared to other countries. So maybe let's focus once more about specific pains that you see in the market. You already touched upon that in your pitches. Aviashi, you're targeting one of the biggest problems you also have here in Germany, but everywhere else, namely the shortage of skilled labor. Is there anything that you want to let us know that you haven't conveyed already in your pitch? Like, I think you already gave us some numbers. Like, if you compare manual labor with the solution you're offering.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't remember the all numbers by heart, but it's well-known problem since I started 25 years in this industry. I always hear the missing driver are the highest score, but then we shouldn't forget the other planners and floor people. That it's always a big problem. It's also about the knowledge that they take with them once they're leaving the companies, and I think our job is to find how we're transitioning the knowledge and the know-how and the experience into the system so the new generations can use it. This is a line almost strictly. This is why in our solution we try to combine those two topics, is the data. So once the data is wrong, it's, we say like garbage in, garbage out, you have a big problem into your workflows. And I think, Fancio, also we are starting before it gets to the main system, we try to clean it beforehand. And once it's possible, which is very, in reality, it's very hard to do. But once we can minimize the friction in the information, also the workforce can also be much more, we can be co-pilot rather than replacing them, or all the maybe some fears that people, when they think about the AI or robotics. There are incredible opportunities, incredible risks as well. Yeah, but I think if us as industry and also the largest, from the family offices, from family companies to the corporates, we must tackle it. And I think we have huge opportunity in matter of technology now, but we need partnerships and collaborations between us and also with the corporates and consultants firms to make it happen. But I think I'm quite optimistic, honestly.
Thank you. Fons, would you like to add to it? I saw you nodding.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Look, AI is nowadays considered as to be some sort of a magical word. And a lot of people get afraid of AI. And I don't think we have to overestimate especially what we do with AI, or let's talk for myself, what we do with AI, is just helping the employee making his job or her job easier. So we are not there to replace the people, because there is a big shortage of good people. So please keep them on board, but use smart solutions to do more business with the same amount of people. And do not focus only on the terminology of AI. It's AI in combination with other standard software, so to say. Oh. So it's just to get, a business's goal is never to get AI. The goal is to optimize your current processes.
Yeah.
So
we already heard in the keynote a lot about AI. What are Bart and Murat, what are your experiences? Is it a revolution? Is it only a buzzword? Is it something in between? How did it change the way you work?
Yeah, I think AI is for sure a buzzword. Everybody uses it, while it's not always AI behind the engines. That being said, it's not only about AI. I see many people and companies look at automation, for example, and they also see this as something new. And I think for a lot of companies, it's very difficult to assess what do we need. Do we need to optimize our processes? Do we need automation? There are so many different levels of automation. On LinkedIn, you see things passing by of the robot of Boston Dynamics who's doing flip flows and saltos, but then if he encounters a stair, he flips, so he cannot do anything anymore. So it's also, automation. It's a very big, expensive thing to do. It's not always the best thing to do. And then just looking at your current processes, trying to improve them, even though a lot of things are still manual, it's also something very valuable with a direct business case behind it. So, yeah, I think many companies are just overflooded by all the options out there, and it's difficult to choose. And then the second thing is which party to choose as well, because often from a similar use case there are multiple suppliers. So it has become a fast-moving and a complex environment to choose the right moves to take the next steps.
Okay, thank you.
I guess on the AI side there's a buzz part. But I guess the companies should choose, the data is one point, data should be clean. And the second one, the companies should choose the right use cases. And many of them, they don't know how to use AI on a proper way. I think maybe the startups will be the guides for the companies, because we are touching many companies and we know the pains of the other companies, and probably we can guide them more in a better way. And in one side, the new AI is probably bring new opportunities, like the old school machine learning is very structured, and they do not give the opportunity for companies. But now with AI, we have lots of flexibility. With a good use case, it will bring lots of opportunities.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have some minutes left. The audience has shrunk for some obscure reason that I don't understand. But nonetheless, let's use the time remaining for once again letting the audience know about the partners you're looking for. You already touched upon that in your pitches. Maybe just very quickly, what are you looking for?
Many
what would be your
things, but,
ideal partner, and how could you cooperate?
If I could choose, it's a partner who has like a big network within the logistics German environment, whether that's a smaller supply chain company, consulting company, or one of the bigger companies, bigger consulting companies. It depends on the use case.
Yeah, same. We're looking for a design partner to implement the technology and to see if we can expand. And good news that we don't need to really start collaboration. You first send us the historical data. We can prove that we can really do something with it. And if we see it's feasible, then it's we can discuss it. So it's easy gain, at least for look into it. So if you are one of those or you know anyone, we are on the second floor, all of us.
Yes, yeah, we are looking for pretty much the same, I think. So carriers, freight forwarding companies, and TMS suppliers is for us also interesting. And investors, like mentioned before, to scale further globally.
For us is also similar, but in our case, we have also a different part because we are looking for some neutral logistics providers like the chambers or some associations that they want to improve their logistics environment in a better way. We can make lots of collaborations areas in that sense, but we are, I think, on the same page, yeah, in the same floor, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, for being here today. This concludes our little panel discussion. Thank you for being our audience and having stayed with us. Yeah, as already mentioned several times, we're on that floor next to the candy bar, so one additional incentive to come visit us. Also, if you want to talk to me or my colleague Sergey and want to learn about the Enterprise Europe network that supports the internationalization of companies, you're very welcome to do that. Thank you and have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah. As well, a big thank you from my side, and of course also to you, Johannes, for hosting this session. Thank you very much.